Hey guys, thanks again for tuning in to the Daingeon. Today I'm going to show everyone a video on my Optoma projector, the HD142X. Been a great little projector. It is a 1080p 60 Hz full HD DLP projector with a bulb. Takes a few seconds to warm up. All the wires, as you can see, are being messed with right now, so I can actually run some new HDMI 2.1 optic wires through the wall behind the projector screen here for a little bit of future proofing. My goal today actually is just a little stopgap. The projector itself has been doing great for 4 years, but it is due for a bulb change. So I am going to show everybody the steps to replacing the bulb on an Optoma HD142X, and maybe we can see what the differences might be on picture quality. So if you stick around, I'll show you those changes. And thanks again for tuning in to the Daingeon. Let's get this going. Alright guys, so this is just going to be a quick example of what you can see from my point of view. It's a 110-inch projector screen. It is, I believe, made by Elite Screens. I will double check to make sure, and I will post the link. The projector screen itself has been great. It's a white backing. The walls are gray, so you can kind of tell a little bit what the contrast is. Excellent picture when the conditions are correct. As you can see, it's a little bit washed out right now because I have the theater lights on full brightness. In this case, like I had mentioned before, the bulb needs changing in the Optoma projector above us. So with this particular change, I wanted to get a video of what it looks like before and what it looks like after the bulb change. I'm not expecting a huge difference other than some things that might not be showing up on the camera based on the frame rate, which is some flickering. Especially in brighter scenes in movies or video games. I noticed that in the corners or areas of really light scenes, there's quite a bit of flickering. Now, whether or not that's from the bulb itself, that's what I've read the majority of issues stem from. Other things mentioned are make sure to clean the DLP wheel, the color wheel, carefully, and then as well inspect it for dust in the cavity where the bulb is housed, etc. So, hey Google, turn off every light. As you can see, all my lights are controlled by a Google Home system. Highly recommended. In this case, I'm just kind of showing you what it's like in its full darkness. This is just the home screen to some particular games that I like to play: Rocket League, Modern Warfare. I'm a big Godzilla fan. This game always has me coming back. Some Madden, and then all of your other PlayStation favorites. Don't really have a great example right now to show you the flickering. It usually kicks in about 20 minutes after the games are played, but I just wanted to give you an overall idea of how bright, when all the lights are turned off, the projector is, and how good I think it actually looks. Like I said before, upgrading to 4K, kind of the goal. Get a new AVR, and kind of keep up with the PlayStation 5 times. And then hopefully there's a nice projector that comes out in the next year or so that will allow me to take full advantage of HDMI 2.1. As you can see, it's a very smooth, low latency projector. One of the main reasons I bought it. Even though it's only 1080p full HD 60 Hertz, the latency is somewhere around 14 milliseconds, which for a projector I think is excellent. Never had an issue gaming on it. Also, as you know, you guys should know, I'm not a professional gamer by any means. So I'm not out there competing for the absolute best specs when it comes to a screen or a display, I should say. I just want that good home theater experience, but also be able to game on a large picture. And this has really exceeded my expectations. I think the only thing I would like to upgrade to sooner than later would be an AVR that supports some more Atmos channels and a projector that supports HDR. As far as 4K, I'll have to see what they offer and kind of go from there. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started and swap out the bulb. I'll do a quick review of how that's done, and we will test the new one. Thanks again for checking out my video. Alright, thanks for tuning in again, guys. We're going to go ahead and get the Optoma power down, and we're going to go ahead and change the bulb out. As you can see right now, it's hooked up to the ceiling. It's currently powered on, so we're going to want to let it cool down a little bit, obviously. Make sure we don't hurt ourselves. We'll unplug all the wiring. As you can see, I've got it already being messed with right now. Make sure we can clean that up a little bit, maybe put some zip ties or some Velcro, hide those wires the best of the ability. The main thing with the projector right now, and definitely a future improvement, is getting it moved up closer to the screen if I can. I think that's been one of my biggest pet peeves since I designed the theater. Initially, I put the power plug a little bit too far forward in the HDMI spot. Probably better for a short throw overhead projector, but had to make do. There is no interference other than cosmetics, just looks a little bit uglier. But we quickly overcame that when we were able to actually enjoy the image and the projector itself. Such a great unit. Adjusts really well for not having your specific features of a very high-end projector. I think it only cost me about 400 bucks initially. You can see there's two HDMI inputs in the back in case you have two particular I guess feeds coming in, but really we only use the one with the HDMI 2.0. Anything else on here looks like it's just a USB port, something for updating. And as you can see, I know it's upside down on your end, but 1080p full HD, even has a 3D capability. Never really done it, heard good things, just never done it. The mount itself, I can post in the link. Just needed something that could, as you can see, get below the soffit here. The soffit for the basement ceiling is covering the HVAC, as well as some other plumbing pieces that come down below the normal 9-foot ceiling. So the projector in return has to be angled downward and at a little bit different of a stance in order to get the picture to center up. So I believe the bulb itself is right in this particular pocket. I'll have to kind of go through removing the bottom door here to get in there. Make sure everything's kind of cleaned, and then install the new bulb, which I brought over to my desk here. I got it. Got it just the other day. I'm trying to remember the name of the company. It looks like Projector Lamps LLC. Seemed like a pretty good company. So we'll go ahead and get started. Thanks. All right, so now that we have the unit powered off, I'm going to go ahead and unplug the projector itself from just the entire surge protector unit. I'll let this hang down here. As you can see, the wiring kind of comes in right from overhead and plugs into the back of the unit. We'll make sure we unplug everything here just to stay safe. HDMI is unplugged. We'll let these hang over here and I can clean them up in a little bit before I put everything back together. Sorry for the shaky video there. We're going to go ahead and begin by removing this cap. So I'm going to get my GoPro aligned here so you guys can follow along. Hopefully everybody can still see what we have going on. First things first, there's a screw in the side here. Quick and easy. Take this tampered screw sticker off and remove the bolt behind it. The reason I'm doing it while it's still up on the ceiling is just to make sure that the alignment doesn't get completely out of whack. Like I said before, it was a little bit of a pain to get this thing lined up perfectly due to the soffit. So we'll keep that in as close of a position as we can to this. I can always go back and make some minor adjustments with the screws, but taking down the whole thing would probably make for a little bit more work than I want to put in. As you can see, this is the cap. Looks like it's got a little bit of dust. I'll take some compressed air to that, clean it all off, make sure that there's nothing really that goes back into the projector itself that would harm it. Set this over here, give you guys a quick view of where the bulb itself is. You can see the two wires as well as the spring that would just pop down. All we're looking to do, unplug that guy, take the spring down, the unit itself should slide out, and we'll put the new one in. Let's take a minute to open up the box of the new bulb, make sure that they match up. Okay, welcome back. So we're going to open up the new bulb here. Try and do this with one hand. You can see they send a nice little invoice letting you know that it's paid, how it's shipped, etc. About 98 bucks. Not a bad price for a new bulb. Especially when projectors these days are running upwards of $1,000. Sorry for the noise. I'm sure it doesn't come through the camera. It's very nice sounding anyway. The bulb itself, that is the number on it. Seems pretty correct. It is in Osram, which I guess is kind of the standard. It does say wait 30 minutes before replacing and turning the machine off. So we have done that. I'll go ahead and pull this bulb out now and see if it matches the old one perfectly. Try and keep the bulb in the picture for you guys. Looks like it's packaged really well. It does give you the full instructions on what to do to kind of remove everything with the lamp cover, pull out the module slowly, be careful, etc. Clean the glass and the reflector. We'll do all that and I'll show you how I did it. It's got a nice piece of foam to pad and protect it with some corrugate on top. And then the bulb itself is wrapped in some static-free paper. I'm going to carefully bring this out and just show you guys. Hopefully this is an identical match. As you can see, this is the bulb itself. Pretty heavy duty, super bright, looks in great shape, no dust, nothing out of the ordinary. So go ahead and get this set up. Hopefully you guys can still see it with the zoom. But what I'm doing now is releasing the clip. In front here. And exposing the wires.
Just wanted to get a bit longer of a screwdriver.
Now that we have that unscrewed, we're just going to pull this out. It is still a little bit warm. We'll go ahead and unplug the lamp, if I can see in there. And that comes right out, as you can see. Looks like the same lamp. We'll get them over to my desk and look at them side by side. Alright, so as you can see, we have the old projector lamp on the left hand side. Looks to be, honestly, in great shape. So I'm still going to replace it just because I want to see if that resolves some of the flickering issues. But I really don't see any major dust or blemishes or grease or anything strange on that particular bulb. So I will replace it with this new one. The design seems pretty much identical. As you can tell here, some of the brackets themselves look a little bit different, and the screw itself is maybe a different color, but for the most part seems absolutely identical. Just uses a little bit different components. So we are now going to check out the inside of the projector where the bulb was housed. So let's walk over there, see if we see anything or notice anything crazy. Looking in there, I just see a little bit of dust. I don't know if you guys can really see it. Nothing out of control though. In fact, I even see the area where the DLP portion is, and that looks really clean. So we'll just do some compressed air, kind of leave it be. I'm not going to take anything out or damage anything, and we'll get it put back together. Okay, cool. So just to recap, I'm going to do some compressed air inside of the Optoma projector, make sure everything, kind of like the dust is cleaned out, everything's clean. I'm just using my lightweight compressor here, but just so you guys know, I'm changing the PSI to a super low compression here. So as you can tell, it's still very light air that'll get sprayed in there. You don't want to do anything too crazy to damage it. And like I said, just a good cleaning. Don't put anything as far as cleansers go in there, just nice compressed air. So let's get that taken care of. Gave the cap a good cleaning as well. Make sure you use like a nice microfiber where nothing's left in it, so when you put the cap back on, it doesn't get in the way of the bulb. Set this aside here, and it's time to install the new bulb. Get it nice and tight now. Make sure. Put our guide back in. Hold it into place. Put our cover back on. And our safety screw. Now we'll go ahead and clean up these wires, and I'll get it set up and running again. Boot up now. See if we get any red light of death. Blue light's on. As you can see. Hey Google, turn off theater lights. Pictures showing up. So far so good. Hey Google, turn off every light.
Alright, turning 11 lights off.
Image booted up much faster, it seems. Obviously a little bit of adjustment I'll have to make from messing with it. Picture looks much clearer already. I think it's just an added brightness more than anything. Give it a quick test. Move the controller around. Looking good. Looking good. Very happy. Hey Google, turn on every light. So guys, as you can see, still have some wire cleanup to do. Try and hide those the best I can. Apparently Google wants to say goodbye or hello as well. Thanks for tuning in. Sure, I didn't follow everything exactly to plan, especially for those who are very meticulous out there, but as you can see, the bulb is replaced. I'm hoping that will totally fix the flickering issues that we experienced in the past and give it a little bit of a brighter image in some low light. So as it warms up and I continue to game or watch some movies on it, I'll keep you guys posted. But thanks again for tuning in with the bulb replacement on the Optoma projector.